Are you looking for an easy way to be a standout performer at your job regardless of where you work? In this video, I'll share why having an ownership mindset is the secret weapon to doing just that. Hi, I'm Robbie, and this is Start to Succeed, where I help young people like you navigate this transition period between your late college and early young professional adult lives. So what does it mean to have an ownership mindset? Well, an ownership mindset is essentially where you take responsibility for your work and particularly for driving that work forward. I think a lot of people our age struggle with this because up until this point, through high school, through college, our assignments were very clearly laid out to us, and it was usually clearly explained what the deliverable was and when we had to deliver it by. In the workplace, that's often not the case. Usually there's a lot of ambiguity behind when we finish one task, what do we do next? And so when we ask ourselves this question, what do we do next? This is ultimately where the differentiator between having an ownership mindset and not having one becomes super apparent. So let's say you just finished a big deliverable at work. Maybe you had a presentation or a call or a meeting or a project with somebody important and it went really well, but you need to figure out what to do next. Now, I think most of us naturally would look to our manager or our boss and ask, what's next? What do I do next? But asking that question directly does not demonstrate that you have an ownership mindset. So what you want to do instead is ask yourself that question and then take the time to reflect and strategize on what you think you should do next. And once you have some ideas, bring those to your managers and ask him or her to validate whether those ideas are the correct path forward. Oftentimes you may not know what you should be doing next, but that isn't necessarily the end goal of this exercise. What you're trying to do here is one, test your critical thinking abilities and actually strategize what you think the next step should be. And then asking your manager to validate these next steps shows that you took the initiative to think about them, which ultimately demonstrates an ownership mindset. Do you hear the difference between, hey manager, what do I do next? And hey manager, I think I should email this person about X, Y, and Z because of A, B, and C that was said in the meeting. The first question doesn't really demonstrate any ownership at all, but the second question demonstrates that you've taken the responsibility on yourself to think about what we should do next. And this can ultimately help you stand out because not a lot of people are going to do it. And at the manager level, this type of behavior is really well received and shows that you are trustworthy, you are passionate, and you're excited about the work you're doing, which ultimately helps you stand out. Now, obviously this perspective is coming from my experience in consulting, where the work varies a lot day to day, but I think this is also true in jobs where the work is more routine. Because even though you're doing the same thing every day, there are always going to be problems that arise that cause you to deviate from that routine. And being able to own those problems and drive the next steps forward to solve them will still help you stand out incredibly. I hope this was helpful, and please let me know in the comments. Save and share this video with anybody else who's looking for an easy way to stand out at their job.